Good day, guys. Welcome back to the King's Theory class, and welcome to another series. Under the King's series. In this new series, we're looking at a new topic: polynomials. And on that polynomials, we're looking at the very first subtopic, which is what remainders theorem. Right? On that remainders theorem, we have these three questions. First question says, find the remainder when 3x squared is divided by what? X minus 3. Now, how do you solve this question? If you follow through my video on partial fraction itself, and for this first part, which is remainders theorem, you will know that there are two basic methods, of solving questions when you have what, questions in remainders theorem. So the first method is to say, equate the factor to 0, put it in the polynomial, you get your remainder. The second is to say, just divide. That is, follow the long division method, divide and get your answer. So how do we go about it? Remember, first method, method 1, M1, is to say what? Equate your factor to 0. Your factor is what? X minus 3. So it means x minus 3 is a factor of this because this is divided by what? This. So what does that mean? Equate it to 0 means that what? X equals to plus 3. Okay, if x equals plus 3, let's place our polynomial variable. So by saying let p, which is like polynomial of x, which is the variable, be equals to what? 3x squared. At this point, what I will say is what? When x equals 3, it means that what? P of 3, alright, equals to 3 into 3 squared. Whenever I see x, I put 3. Whenever I see x, I put what? 3. At this point, my answer is what? 27. Why? Because 3 squared is 9 times 3 is what? 27. Second method is to say M2. Let's divide. So this is long division method. I have what? 3x squared. Alright? Plus 0x plus what? 0. Why did I do it like this? For us to easily see our solution. Very clear. Then it's divided by what? X minus 3. So that's things here. Now, x minus 3 is acting as what? In polynomial, we have quotient times divisor plus remainder will give us what? My dividend. Dividend is this. Alright? Divisor is this. My quotient is this. The remainder is what I will get. So let's go on. To divide is to say, use this very first, variable throughout, or very first, value throughout. So it's to say what? X in 3x squared is what? 3x. That is 3x squared divided by x. Then multiply all through. 3x times x is what? Let's write it like this. 3x squared. 3x times minus 3 is what? Minus 9x. Alright? In polynomial, when you get to a point like this in using a long division method, is to say subtract. Alright? On subtracting, this sign here initially is what? Positive. So it will become negative. This sign here initially is what? Negative. So it will become what? Positive. Automatically, this is my new sign for 3x squared. This is my new sign for what? 9x. Let's add. So 3x squared minus 3x squared is gone. That's 0. 0 plus 9x is what? 9x. And then that's 0. So let's just write plus 0 there. Just for us to see our solution very well. Okay. And finally, x in 9x means 9x divided by x. That gives us what? 9. Alright? 9 times everything here. That's what? 9x minus what? 27. Is that right? At this point, what do we have? We have this. This plus changes to what? Minus. Minus changes to what? Plus, as we did up here. And finally, 9x minus 9x, 0. 0 plus 27 plus 27. And that is the final answer. So it means that what? The remainder of this, this question is what? 27. So you either take this way or this way. Now, depending on the question, that determines the solution you're going to follow to get your answer. Number 2 question. So number 1 is done. Number 2 question is what? We have to find A if x squared plus ax squared minus x minus 8 is divisible by what? X minus 1. Now, the only way you can solve your, or solve to get an answer here is to follow this method. Why? Because my polynomial has, another constant, or another variable basically, another variable, in between. So, you should follow this first method by saying what? Equate x minus 1 to what? 0. That gives us what? My x to be 1. And at this point, I can say j of x, you can use anything to represent your polynomial, be equals to what? X cubed plus ax squared minus x minus what? Minus 8. And at this point, when x equals to 1, what will I have? J of 1 gives me what? X raised to power 3 plus a into what? Okay, x is now 1, right? So I'm going to have what? 1 raised to power 3 plus a into what? X is what? 1 minus 1 minus 8. Now everything will be equals to 0. Why? Because I said let x minus 1 be equals to 0 here, and I have to find the value of what? A in this polynomial. At this point, I'm going to have 0, which is this, to be equals to what? 1 plus a minus 9. 0 equals to 1 minus 9 is what? Minus 8 equals 1 minus 9 is what? Minus 8, alright? Plus a. Finally, take minus 8 to the left. My a gives me what? 8. As simple as that. Alright? So, the first thing I did was to say what? Let my, factor be equal to 0. Substitute into the polynomial, get my answer, and that'll be all. So, in my next class, I'll be looking at this question with some other questions, and I'll be placing on board.